Hi, mystery writers. Welcome to Write a Killer Mystery, where we talk about making a good mystery great. My name is Zara, Altair, and today I want to talk about the difference between clues, evidence, and red herrings. So, they're all important pieces of your mystery novel puzzle. Evidence and clues and red herrings are all part, but knowing what each piece of that puzzle is and what they imply will help you sort out the difference and use them to your best advantage in your story. You'll be tucking these items in among the scenes in your storyline, and sometimes you want them to be evident to the detective, and other times you want to hide from your protagonist. Understanding what they are and how they work helps you construct a tight story that keeps readers reading. When you write a mystery, you set up a trail for your detective to follow until they discover the killer. And the process is similar no matter what subgenre you write: traditional mystery, cozy, crime, police procedural, private investigator, etc. That trail leads your readers into the mystery and keeps them turning pages. And along the trail, your detective discovers clues that eventually lead him and the reader to the perpetrator. And as a writer, your job is to place these clues successfully. So let's start with clues and evidence. Evidence can be a clue, but a clue is not necessarily evidence. I want you to keep that in mind as we talk about the differences. What is a mystery clue? In a mystery story, a clue is anything that points the detective to the killer. It's that simple. Oxford Dictionary explains, let me read this quote. Clue is a variant of the late Middle English clue, C-L-E-W, a ball of thread. If you remember your Greek mythology, such things can be very handy when guiding people out of a labyrinth, much as a detective unravels a mystery to solve a crime. Well, there you go. As a writer constructing your story, you have endless possibilities to plant and hide clues along in your storyline. And as you outline your plot, brainstorm ideas for what clues will lead your detective towards solving the puzzle. So here's some ideas to get you started. Physical items the victim left behind. Letters, notes, notebooks, keepsakes, tickets, ticket stubs, emails, text messages, anything. Dialogue with suspects, voicemail recordings, conversations with a detective, overheard conversations, dialogue with a detective's opponent or a love interest. Even hearsay and gossip can have grains of truth that are clues. So you get to have a lot of fun planning your clues. Another way to look for clues to use in your story is background, like cultural paradigms in the victim's world that make sense within that world. And when a victim is part of a specialized world, your detective may need to know about the world in order for the pieces to make sense. This happens a lot in TV mysteries, or think Dick Francis and horse racing, but it could be anything from the gambling underworld to flower shows or dog breeding or sculling or deep water diving or spiritual cults, or, well, you get the idea. It's a specialized world, and so your detective needs to find out about that world in order to discover the clues that are there that point to the villain. So clues are anything that the detective learns that point him toward resolving the mystery. Clues are hints. That's why readers love them so much. Okay, so what is evidence in a mystery? Evidence and logic go hand in hand. Evidence are the facts or pieces of information that can prove a proposition. In the world of crime, evidence comprises facts and physical details that can be used in court. That's the difference. Clues cannot be necessarily used in court because they're just hints or surmises. But evidence is real. It can be examined, and hearsay can't. In the realm of the mystery writer, evidence is part of the physical clues the detective can use to determine the killer. In the modern world of forensic science, evidence can be scientific and very detailed. So before using physical evidence as clues, you'll need to do research to understand how evidence is observed, collected, and used. Start by understanding how law enforcement works by reading and taking courses. And a great place to start is the Writers Detective Bureau. It's a website with information tailored just for writers, but it's about the law enforcement world. And if you want to learn about forensic science, the University of Strathclyde has an Introduction to Forensic Science, which is available for free. And if you use evidence as clues in your mystery, you have to get the science details right, because your readers will balk or stop reading your book if you don't. You lose readers if you guess. So evidence is real and it's provable. Then red herrings are false clues. A red herring is something that seems like a clue but isn't. It may be a false statement by one of the characters or a notation in a journal that really has no relevance to the murder but seems like it does. The term red herring comes from hunting hound training in the mid-18th century. So smoked herring, which turns kind of pinkish red when it is smoked, was used to distract dogs while they were learning. So in the same way, you want to sprinkle red herrings in your mystery to distract and confound your protagonist, but also your reader. And at the time of discovery, a red herring seems like a clue. So you can lead your detective down a false trail to create frustration and tension. And red herrings work really well in the first half of your story when you're leading up to that midpoint where your detective completely changes direction and they find out that everything they've done so far isn't going to work at all, and among those things will be the red herrings. Okay, so plant clues in your mystery and watch it grow. Readers love solving the mystery along with the detective, and the clues, evidence, and red herrings you scatter throughout your mystery engage readers. So just one note about red herrings: be careful with them. Although readers love clues, they don't like to be tricked. So use one or two red herrings to develop your storyline and use clues for the rest. Too many red herrings will leave your reader feeling cheated. That wasn't really a clue, and they'll feel cheated and tricked, and readers don't like to feel tricked. So if you outline or plan your story beforehand, you'll be a step ahead because you can include your clues and red herrings in the plot outline. And as you make scene notes, you can include those clues and string them out throughout the story. You want to have them paced throughout your story. If you write without an outline, you may spend time at the end going back to find the right place to insert those clues, because now you know what's going to happen, what happens in the future. So those clues and red herrings, you can go back and look for the right place to plant them. Okay, and one more thing about clues. You want to use discretion. However important a clue may be, you want to handle it with delicacy. Avoid blinking neon signs that say, "This is a clue," because readers don't like that either. And at the same time, you don't make your clue so obscure that the reader will miss it completely, because part of the fun of reading mysteries for your reader is noticing those clues and trying to solve the mystery alongside of your detective. Because when you're done, you want your reader to think, "I should have noticed that." So when you plant your clues subtly, your readers will love you for your story feeling like a good mystery. Okay, I hope that helps you understand the difference between clues, evidence, and red herrings. So evidence and red herrings are really subsets of clues, and you use them differently. Okay, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and click that little notification bell below so you'll be notified when the next episode of Write a Killer Mystery is there. And also check out the link for a 30-day free trial at Audible. Audible is a sponsor of Write a Killer Mystery, and you'll find hundreds and hundreds of fantastic novels narrated by very talented performance artists. So if you haven't tried out Audible, click the link below and start your free trial. And that's it for today. Keep writing.